Well, we have a dilemma. I have another dilemma or two on top of another dilemma. So these do not work as advertised. The signal goes up and drops down. So that's the dilemma on that. So it goes up, it drops, goes up, it goes up, it goes very good and drops down to weak. Even when hooked outside on top of the house, it still does the same thing. So these are going back. And let's get out of the little pipe here and go a little higher. So reset the whole gateway, right? The G4AR. Reset the whole thing. Start the whole process. This time we introduce the EAP225. And EAP225 is already preset with all the slow networks in it. Because it's dual band, right? But it only goes up to 866. The T-Mobile, the way they have it jerry rigged, so we have this app. I don't know if I logged that. What happened here? Dark. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. So with this app, you can connect into your T-Mobile device and see what's going on, how they have it programmed. But in the Wi-Fi management, I have everything disabled. Why do we need it to do Wi-Fi? We have the 5 gigahertz, the band steering, the 2.4 gigahertz, because I already have an access point. It's doing the same thing. We don't need to have it doing everything else. But I still think, even though I have that turned off, it's still broadcasting on the 5 gigahertz band. Let me see. Let me double check this. Yeah, I can turn off the air conditioning. Modern technology. Let's see here. Wi-Fi analyzer. That's not the same one I have on the older one. Let's see here. Okay, it's still broadcasting on the 5 gigahertz band, but not a lot. There's not a lot of instances. There's one instance because I have the EAP225 taking care of 2 network settings, older SSDs that I still use, because the big one, the T-Mobile, the G4AR, was handling 40 devices. You say, well, it's a lot of devices. But that's what I was doing. So you might say, gee, why don't you want it to do that? But let it just focus on the cellular. Right? Okay. The mesh extends the signal. I mean, well, the Wi-Fi only is broadcasted. I changed the settings in the G4AR because everything was set to auto. So I changed the settings in there, and I set it to for the 5 gigahertz band. I set up to 80. I only had 40 and 80 in there, so why use 40? The 2.4 was set to 20 to 40. I set it to 40. But they restrict you so much in that. We're not getting what we're supposed to be paying for. It's a shame, though. What I'm saying is there's no 160. Where's the 160? It's supposed to be 802.11ax. Why cap it at 80? And the ports are capped at what, 940? But that's another story. Well, and if you're a true tech and network tech, or network engineer, you know that the olden days, when it was 10, 100, 1,000. It was really 660. No, it's hold on, 660 and 600. That's why when you do speed tests, you never get 1 gig. You always get under. You would get like 450, 320. Yeah. So that 1,000, a lot of them cap it at 940 megabytes. Then you have to subtract 400 from that, and that's what you get. So if you get 500, hey, great, you're in where you're supposed to be. They can't give you the speed they claim they can get. Now those you got 2.5, you're looking at what, 1.3, between 1.3 and 1.5 gigahertz. That's the most you're gonna get out of those things. I don't think you can get the full. The fiber is a different story. It's a different ball game than the coaxial. But see, we have cellular, and now we have satellite. The satellite's up there. But that's another thing too, how they have the satellite configured. Is this 350 down and what, a couple of megs up? It's almost like cable. You're never gonna win unless they have it. I thought it would be revolutionary. It would have the latest in technology, and they can upgrade it. They put so many satellites around the planet, but that's mostly to help the cellular, sat-to-sat line, which is better than the cell, which is basically a tower. Is what we will allow. We weren't allowed to have satellite. Now we'll allow, unless they have some new technology. But what I'm getting at is this. So the G4AR had 4 antennas in there. Okay, so 4 antennas. It's wired. They're wires. That not physical antennas. They're wired in, just like your router. Your router. Some routers used to have 4 wired and then 2 outside. Some of them now have 6 outside and still have some inside. Okay, so I had 13 on the on hub. TP-Link made it for Google, but that was a cloud-based router. But that has 13 amplified antennas, 1 gig of RAM. The best on cable, but Xfinity, I was seeing 600, and that's pretty much where it's supposed to be. But sometimes it dropped down to 3. But now we have cell. I'm expecting a lot of speeds. Don't expect too much. If you're getting anywhere between, if you get 600, that's good. That's what most of them bouncing around anyway at 600. Sometimes I got 700, but you're not going to get it now. A lot of things, they're upgrading the towers, then going to faster speeds. You're getting the G5. There's no antennas, so you can play around with it. You have 8 built-in antennas. They're not going to pay for those little connectors in the back. That's what I was trying to say before. And everybody spent all this money in these quad antennas and all these extra antennas and all sorts of antennas. It's very expensive. They have one now for the G5 AR. They want $899 for it. That's almost $1,000. So you have 2 stacks of these quad pro antennas. But would it be sensible to just take your little G5 AR, put it in a weatherproof case, right? Stick it on a mast, put a little fan on it, whatever you have, the cooling system you want, if you have an elaborate system, and stick it up in the air, because that is your amplified gateway. Their antennas are not amplified. They're plugged in. The amplification comes in. They receive it. So the gateway is doing all the work. So once you just stack that on a mask, put in a weather case with a clear sight, so the antennas can go out with no blockages and try and get the signal that way. Why spend all this additional money? That makes no sense. That's why you can do it. Give you some ideas, huh? You can put it outside, but you got to put it in a closed case. If you got a patio, you still have to protect it because dust and there's stuff out there. There's pollution, it's carbon, all kind of weird stuff flying around. That's why you see that black stuff in the patios or stuff on your vehicle. There's dust. So you need to protect your box. Yeah, you can put that on your patio. Just put it in airtight, waterproof, weatherproof box. Comcast has one. I have one out there too for my system that I built. I'm showing you. But that's not deteriorate because of the sun, the heat, the humidity. It tears into that stuff. So the antennas, either in the front or the back. If you have two clear, so you have it both ways. So you have 8 antennas in there in the new one. But you don't have 2.5 gigaports. They have it in the mesh version 2. But then the mesh, you have to go, if you go wire it, it's going to still be limited. So that means the G5AR, it's limited. Even though it has 8 antennas. They're wired. And it's soldered in there. And this is a wire amplified. And that gives you more. Maybe you get closer to 1.6. Don't really know, don't have it, can't really comment on it like that. We just can assume. I'm sure a lot of you have it. We're gonna try. I'm trying to get it. The antenna system is, forget that. That's a bad way. A waste of money buying all that stuff. I mean, sure you can try it, but it's gonna fluctuate. Like I made my own copper thing in the back. I got very good. Very good. I don't know if I'm able to get excellent. I put it where it needs to be put. And that's copper indoor antenna with reflectors inside. So the signals bounce. But you have to take off the back piece. You can't have it because there's not a restriction too. So that would make it flow easy. Right? So it's possible to get it, say, some of you might be so close to the tower, so when you show people on the internet, hey, I'm getting this speed. Yeah, but because you're close to the tower. If I go, like I showed you, I did the same thing. I went to the GF's family property there. They got the tower right on the property, and you saw the speed I got. That's our hotspot too. That's pretty good, huh? Can you get the same? Well, kind of, sort of. So you had 5 guys playing internet, and they all had the T-Mobile. But again, T-Mobile's not going to allow so many people to have it because they know that the signal will drop. So she got 7, and I got 7. That's how it drops. Just one person using it all day, playing a game, it's going to be great. Upload and everything. But it's going to drop. It's a signal. Remember, it's antenna waves. It's bouncing off signals, bouncing. So it's going to be some limitation. Don't expect the miracle. Whatever you get, you get. Right now, my speeds are lower. There's not much I can do. I can put it back in the attic. You can put it in any place. That in the mesh, there's no wires, there's no cable running, but the access point has to be connected by wire. It's PoE, power over Ethernet. It has an injector, so it's split. I have I think it's the EAP723. I haven't taken it out of the box yet. But that was got for I got it for the BGW 320 for the AT&T fiber. I know they have a new one out. You have to call them, but they're not gonna give you that unless they want faster speeds. And they have the extender, which is pretty much another mesh thing, or something similar. But the mesh, you're not getting the whole speed unless you have it wired from the gateway. Wire it all the way, then you're gonna have full power. You're gonna cut in half. Remember, because that's the way it's set up. So that was the trade-off. Or I can hook up another access point. What do I have to this here? I can put the BET. But see, this thing is limited. This one, the way it's configured. I'm surprised with the settings inside here. What the heck? What the heck? Yeah, it's an app you can download. You can access your gateway and change the settings. You can't do much in there. But you can do a lot more than doing the waiting game. You restart it, you gotta wait. And wait. And you gotta wait. And you wait. Takes too much time. They don't want you in there. So I guess a couple of guys figure out a way to get in there, to change the settings. You should have the right to change the setting. You shouldn't have it restricted like that. Because you don't want the best speed coming out of there, right? Your gateway? Yeah. Mm. I'm seeing negative. Oh, it's using. Oh, okay. It's using negative 45. Negative 40 dBm. The fiber. The fiber is what the problem is. You really can't turn off the. You can turn off the 2.4 gigahertz, but you can't turn off the 5. I noticed inside that the 5 gigahertz and the 2.0 they kind of blend in together on the T-Mobile, the the G4AR. It's blended in there. You have to download an app. The app, because you'll watch YouTube and you see everybody's on this app. What app is this? And it's showing what's going on inside the router, but they don't tell what app it is. Yeah. I had problems with my camera. Upgrading the camera, the Sony didn't record. I recorded videos. It was supposed to be aired Sunday. Couldn't get them out. What a dilemma. Only one video in the Sony was there. Where's the other one? So I guess a bug in the Sony or something. I don't know. I'll hit reset, but I don't think resets does. Resets a pain in the neck because then all my settings are gone. The cameras like the Z30 and up, they're a lot better than the Sony. Sony, well, unless you make the little cameras just as good, but they're little sensors. I don't know. The picture quality is still kind of rough. I mean, I'm using a different right here. I'm using the main 16 millimeter, and then I'm using a 45. Is this the 45 with the telephoto? I think this is a 45. Yeah, angle. So I'm using a wide angle, and I can bring it up closer, so I look just like I'm on it. Just like I'm on the Sony. We know this is recording. It really did my head. I recorded 6 videos. I made 2 for this channel, and 3 for the other ones. Well, anyway, the video's up. It's gonna just take me a little longer. I got a lot of stuff to review for the Vine. We've got another wireless security camera. This time it's Wi-Fi, so it's 2.4 gigahertz band. So the business router. I'm gonna let you tell you that the business equipment is much better than the home stuff. Okay, because it's designed to handle a higher capacity. Okay. Yeah. What we got here? So another thing is too, you have to get things that whatever your Wi-Fi is. What kind of Wi-Fi? Are you still running Wi-Fi 4? Wi-Fi 3? Are you Wi-Fi 5? Wi-Fi 6? Which one? Can you handle Wi-Fi 7? Yes, you have to think about it. 7 is that's what's coming up next, and then after that, 8. 8 is supposed to make Wi-Fi stabilized. We don't. That's what they say in theory. That's how they said it with 802.11n draft, and then they went to end, which is 300. We've gone beyond that now. Okay, and then AC came up, and then they had 800 and 640 for the 2.4. Now we have the Wi-Fi 6, but we're going on to Wi-Fi 7, and this is where this is where we're at now. But I just wanted to tell you what was happening. Okay, I really don't want to mix the camera stuff in there, but I have to tell you anyway because I'm not making a separate video. I was going to talk about these brackets I got for the cameras. I really look good. They look cool with the 2 cameras. I'll get the other camera working. Oh, where is it? Or I could put my because I do I'm thinking about putting this channel on TikTok. I'll have to see. I will be getting a lot of stuff on the test, Okay, I know it says there's no card in it. See? It says no card. It's a pain in the neck. I like this camera. I thought it'd take good pictures. Outside it'd take good pictures. I got the brightest light on here right now. The brightest light. This should be working great inside. It should work great inside. There's no excuse. I have an adapter to add adapters to this. What I do with those, I put those away. So you can mount anything on here. So this takes this lens, the 4.5 to 46 millimeter, and we can add stack lenses on here. Otherwise, the lens for this is small. You see what I mean? So that's the difference with this. I put those lenses. I have a case for this. Found a case made especially for these cameras. Okay, so we have. Yeah, don't worry about the light. Okay, 46 going on the 40.5. See? That's it. Boom. We have. This is telephoto, so this is even closer. Then we can put a hood on this. I'm thinking I have it on a hood. Right. Oh, I do. I think. Let's see. And then the hood with a light. There you go. So we have. There we go. See? And how does this look? I don't have a card in there. It's saying no card. So you see me like that, and then you can zoom it like that. It gets really close because it's telephone. It's 2 times the size. You're saying, "Gee, we get these lenses from? They're hard to find now." Yeah. I got it from mom and pop store up at, I went on Newegg and I found it on mom and pop. I said. Yeah, in upstate New York. It was a mom and pop shop. They had them. They work. They're optical. They're made in Japan. They're glass. They're pure glass. Just have to protect it. They got it for the Z30 too. They have the 46 millimeter. You can get it. They have them in different sizes. So whatever camera you pick. So it looks like this. So they make it look cool, huh? This one's the same month. It's using the same thing. They're very inexpensive. Don't worry about the price. But some people, they'll gauge the price. They get it more expensive. Well, anyway, these are Wi-Fi. So, yes, both of them are Wi-Fi. You can get on the Wi-Fi network and you can transfer the video to the computer. It just takes too much time. Just pop it open, take out the card, put it in the reader, do it that way from the car and the computer, and you're set. That's it. Okay. Hey, if you find this video helpful, okay. Oh, by the way, yeah, hit that subscribe, hit the like, hit share, comment. It helps make the channel grow by telling Google algorithm you like the video. Okay, we put up a lot of videos, a lot of helpful information. I'm giving you truthful information. We're not playing games here. You know? You want the best. Whether you get the T-Mobile or whatever it is, the Mint, and all the rest of them, you get them because you don't want to spend so much money for the internet because it was expensive with the cable TV. You know, you were really paying if you had cable TV and you had TV, you're paying the taxes. That's where it gets expensive. That's why a lot of us just had internet only, but that we've seen that climb. So now the same thing is happening. Cell is getting expensive. Right now, the cheapest look like it's satellite, but then again, it's gonna. How fast is it? Doesn't seem a lot of people interested in that. And fiber, a lot of you like fiber because you get what you're paying for. Yeah. Well, that's true. I have fiber too. Yeah, but the T-Mobile is kind of interesting to have a backup because you need a backup in case something happens. You have a backup plan. Okay, you can switch so you never go down, right? Oh, there it is. Let me see what's happening. Battery's low again. I bet you the mesh, even though I don't think you can disable the 5 gigahertz band. Here I'm getting a -50. If I have the mesh, then it'll boost it it'll extend it to it'll get -40 or below. So, oops.